Hello and welcome to Hardware Learning, where we look stupid so you don't have to. Today we're rebuilding this SR20 GT2560R turbo from Nissan. It's going in our Miata. It's supposed to be a pretty solid turbo for a Miata, similar displacement, spools nice and quickly. Makes somewhere around 250 horsepower. This had some play in there. There's a lot of gunk, so I wanted to pull it apart so that we could rebuild it. So the exhaust housings are all stuck on pretty bad. I've tried busting it off with some penetrating oil, but today we're going to try a little bit of heat. So we're going to heat this really hot right on the seam. We've got the bolts already loose, and then hopefully not burn our house down.
Two hours later.
Safety first, folks.
So we heard some clunking on the front of the car.
We're getting passed by the sheriff.
Oh yeah! Alright, so we ended up getting the turbine housing off with brute force. Actually, I went to a friend's house. He had a vise that fit this a little bit better, and then we were just practicing. We were going to use MAP gas instead of the propane, and we were just testing out different pieces of hard wood to push basically on this to pull this away from it, and it started moving. So a dead blow hammer and a piece of wood. Make sure you break it away evenly and keep the bolts on so that it doesn't just pop right off, and it came free. So I guess a combination of using some penetrating oil as well as heat with the propane, and then finally just brute force is what got us to where we are now. So I just wanted to lay out how everything comes apart before we get too far. This is the turbine. There's this guy here. Don't really know what any of this is called, but you want to just make sure you keep track of how everything gets pulled apart. So fortunately for me, just recording it kind of helps do that. So we're gonna actually soak all this stuff in Simple Green, in a bucket of Simple Green to kind of clean it up, and then we'll start disassembling the CHRA. Alright, so we've soaked this for a little while. I removed this circlip, take that off, and amazingly, this thing has completely ate itself. So I'm kind of glad that I'm rebuilding this, because holy crap, it's hanging on by nothing. And here's actually an example. So this is a 270-degree bearing thing retainer. The kit that we got covers this 360 degrees, so hopefully that should actually hold it more snugly, I guess. So now there's a 3 T15 bolts in here. Alright, so now that we got this guy out, we come in here and grab the journal bearing with a pick. That guy comes out, and then there's a snap ring right there that we gotta get out. Alright, it took me a while to figure out what was going on the turbine side, but there's this small clip. It's like a spiral retainer, and then looks like a washer. And then we're gonna leave that inner spring clip in there because I'm sure it'll do its job just fine. Alright, so now we're just trying to sort of piece together the puzzle again. We've got this spring clip thing, followed by a washer, the journal bearing, and then the middle of the cylinder or whatever, another journal bearing. This washer, so on this, since it's a 360 degree thing, you have to separate them basically. And then you put a new clip on here, new piece there, new circlip, spring clip or whatever. So now we can replace our O-rings. So we'll come in here with a pick and grab the old ones out, put a new one in. Well, we'll probably clean this housing out first, but we'll grab our O-rings and then clean the center housing. One thing to note, it does come with 2 different size journal bearings. All you have to do is line it up and pick the one that's the same height as the original. Just a little method to keep your parts in order. This way I have all my fresh parts lined up with the old parts. I'm soaking the CHRA and the compressor housing in some simple green to clean those up, and then we can start assembling it tomorrow, hopefully. Alright, so now that I've got this completely pulled apart, I just wanted to go over some of the tools that I needed for it. Needle nose pliers. This is to get the snap ring off of the compressor housing. You have to grind it down to make it fit into the snap ring, so basically ruining a set of pliers. I tried using an actual snap ring tool and it just bent right away. You will maybe want to use a small snap ring for some of the inner washers. Anyways, needle nose pliers, steel brush to kind of clean up some surfaces. I'm still trying to get the caked off oil off of here. 13mm wrench, 8mm 12-point wrench, that's for the nut on the compressor wheel. Small flathead, some picks. These are actually what I use for all my snap rings on the inside. T15 Torx, steel wool to clean up the surface of the turbine shaft. Some simple green. I think that's about it. So now that we've soaked this in simple green and hosed it off with some brake cleaner, we're ready to start reassembling. I already got the snap rings for the thrust bearing, for the journal bearings in place. You'll want to get a little bit of oil as you start reassembling. We are going to go turbine side first. So we're going to start reassembling like so. Washer, and then this weird springy thing. I have made a huge mistake. Alright, so now we're going to do the compressor side. A little bit of oil on the journal bearing. Push that down. And again, this guy comes in 2 pieces. First, this old version was a single piece, so we'll place that down. We'll place this on here. Alright, one thing I forgot to mention, on the T15s you want to put some blue Loctite on those before you tighten them down, and then I also forgot to put this O-ring in here. That just sets comfortably there. You put your plate back down, snap ring back in with the chamfered edge up. And you're good on the compressor side. Now I gotta figure out what the heck I'm gonna do to get this spiral retainer further down. It got stuck on this outer slot and it needs to go down to this washer that's just above the journal bearing. Alright, so I put the OEM spring retainer in there. I goofed up this one and it doesn't have a nice edge to catch. This one has a nice edge to catch. Basically dropped it in there, pushed down where it ends, and then tried pulling on the tab sort of thing so that it would size into there. So we've got the turbine side completed. Alright, so now that you've got the turbine and shaft all cleaned up, you're ready to put the bearings, the oil seal back on. There's 2 landings. You want to miss this first landing and hit the second landing. Alright, so now we can lube that up, insert it into the CHRA. Just regular old motor oil. But first you want to put this plate on. And then our compressor wheel. Remember, this is reverse threaded, so basically the loosening action to get that on. I'm also waiting on a fresh compressor wheel because these blades are all sorts of goofed up. So, one other thing, now that we have everything apart. When you mount your turbo, you want to make sure your oil feed line is vertical within plus or minus 10 degrees, and then your oil drain is at the bottom. Always have your hot coolant coming from the bottom, or the fresh coolant coming from the bottom, the hot side flowing out of the top. For a Miata, to clock your turbo, it's going to be basically 90 degrees like so from each other. So off the manifold over here, and then outlet of the compressor downwards to the intercooler like so. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the Miata build. Next we're going to be doing an intercooler, I believe. If the Megasword video isn't already out, that'll be coming next.